Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to today here on the Growing Green podcast. It's your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I'm super excited and pumped to come to you today with another new show for your Friday. I hope you guys are doing well and having a great week out there. If you're listening real time, end of week, baby. Some of you may be off. You work 4/10s. You may be off today. Hopefully, maybe your guys are off, enjoying some time. Ours are not, unfortunately. We have the rain has continued, and we've gotten a few more. Our days have been a little better, but Monday we got rained out all day Monday, so we lost a full day, and so it pushed us into working today. But this is why we schedule work for a 4-day work week, because now hopefully we can get done and not have to push into Saturday. But we're going to see. Hopefully guys can go out and crush it and make up some ground and hopefully get off on Saturday, because they had to work last Saturday. I don't want to have them do it 2 weeks in a row. And so that's kind of where we're at there as far as the weather goes. The weather's turning, though. It's getting a little warmer, finally falling into true summer patterns here in Alabama, which is sunny in the mornings, hot. 90s, 92s, 95s, and then in the afternoon it starts to get a little cloudy, and then showers come through just very sporadic. It can rain on one side of town and on the other side not touch anything. So that's usually what happens. That actually happened just yesterday. Rain for literally like half a mile down the street, not a drop, but on our job it was pouring, and so you gotta love it. It's part of what we deal with, part of what all you deal with, just the weather, the delays, the good and the bad that comes with the weather. So, gotta love it. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is what we've learned on our last couple jobs. So Wednesday, if you listen to Wednesday's show, that was more of like talking. It was a quick show, Wednesday, a little motivation, change orders, right? Talking change orders, what we're learning through change orders, what we have had to deal with recently, and then what we plan to do moving forward on change orders, how we plan to use those and implement them the right way and make sure that we make money on them, not lose money on them. And so it has been something I've had, like I said, I've had to learn. I don't know everything about everything by any stretch. There's a lot of things in business that I'm learning literally day by day right now. And the operations, the daily operations, the change orders, that's all part of it. And so that was Wednesday's show. But I want to transition a little bit into today of talking about a bigger project. And I'm probably going to do a YouTube video on this and just kind of walk through it. And this is not going to be just one project specific. It's going to apply to anybody. But I want to just talk through some things that I've learned on some of our larger for us projects this year and what I can be doing to be better to help us grow, and how we're going to get our COGS, our cost of goods sold, down, and where we wasteful. Right now we have our COGS are too high for where they need to be in our business, and so we're having to drill into that and see where is that coming from. What's causing that? Is it our labor's too high? I can guarantee our labor is not too high as far as the dollar amount we're paying, but we just aren't getting enough work done in the time that we need to be getting done. So we're having to drill in and see, okay, where are billable hours versus unbillable, true unbillable versus billable, and like where are we at, how accurate are they, and trying to collect that data. And so that's all very easy inside of LMN if you track the data right. Easy to export, good data in, good data out is what we always say. And so that is 100% true to that. And we are transparently doing that as we speak. We're tracking that and digging it out of our company to see where are we, what do we need to do to fix some things, how do we become more efficient, run as lean and as mean as possible. But these last couple jobs, we've had some bigger ones. And this one that you've probably seen on Instagram, if you watch Instagram at all, is a stormwater project. And it's a different kind of stormwater project because we're not dealing with some big retention pond or anything. we're dealing with a lot of erosion and washout from stormwater. And so what we had to do was we had to go in here and bring in 5 trucks of riprap, 5 triaxles of riprap, and we used almost every bit of it. We exported a little bit out afterwards, but not a ton. And so we used almost 5 trucks of riprap, which is 125 tons. They're 25-ton loads. And so this was one that I didn't know totally how to estimate. I never done riprap before. I didn't know really how far it went. I don't know. I just didn't know. And so I had to go into it a little bit blind. I did a little bit of research, asked Chad a little bit. Nobody really had good answers on how far riprap went. So there was a little bit of a learning curve and a guessing game a little bit on that of how much are we going to be able to do? Where is this going to go? How much do we need for this job? And so I think I bid 4 loads in. Maybe I did 5. I would have to look at the estimate. But I bid 4 or 5 loads in. So we were not totally upside down on riprap. I think we had 1 more load. But there was good margin in this job. Another thing I learned on this job is make sure you have subs 100% lined up and stay in touch with them beforehand. I had a sub lined up to essentially do this project, and he ended up backing out on me. And so it made me realize, like, okay, maybe I could have done a better job of following up beforehand. Because I followed up, I think, 3 weeks before, and then, like, the week right before, a couple days before. And I don't know if maybe that just wasn't enough, what the reasoning for it was, but make sure that if you're subbing work out to have a good sub lined up, and this is a good sub. We've done a lot of work together, but for some reason, somehow, this project just didn't get priority for him, and so we ended up having to, like, okay, wow, well, we're going to perform this whole thing. And we've never done a job like this, right? Like, this is renting a bigger excavator than we've ever rented. It's just a bigger job than really we'd ever done, and so I'm not that mad about it because it made us figure it out. We figured things out along the way, and we got the job done. Finally. And so I'm pulling up this estimate here. Beautiful thing about Element. Just pop in and find it. Let's see. I had 5 loads of riprap. So I think I may have had 6 delivered. I'd have to look at the tickets. But I had 5 loads delivered into the job. Well, thank goodness I had our sub priced out and marked up. So I had a good amount of, I had almost $5,000 in our sub out there, which is going to help save me in the end, because there were a couple things that we spent more on rock than I thought we were going to spend. We ended up having more hours on the job than I thought we were going to have. Like, that's just part of it. I think I bid the job with 90 man hours. But again, that was including us not really even touching the job. I was going to have 1 guy out there, or maybe 2, while the sub was doing the job, but that was it. And so we had to self-perform, which means our hours got totally shifted around. And I think we probably ended at 130 hours. I'd have to look back at Element and get the data. I can probably try to get it rough real quick. But with that, again, that was a change that we just had to, I found that out the week before. The week before we were doing the job. So it's just kind of roll with the flow type thing. Like, we did what we could. And let me see. Job costing, real easy. You can just click job costing overview or scoreboard, and it's going to show you, it's going to drill into the job and show you where you're at. So yeah, like, I have 60 man hours logged. We probably have 25 to 30 that aren't logged, which is all good. Yeah. So yeah, we're probably going to be right around 110 man hours on it, which is not bad. 20 man hours over when I wasn't even planning on self-performing. We did pretty good with it. So what did we learn through the process, right? Have subs lined up and communicate clearly with them and make sure that they are locked in. And then the rest of it was like the estimating. That's just a learning curve. I did what I could do, estimating the riprap. We got good measurements and everything else. I will say, and you will hear me say this, and I've asked my buddy Steven at Element, I've asked him this before, and this like showed me and bit me in the butt right here. Build templates in Element. Build templates. Build landscape templates, stormwater templates, whatever you're doing. If it's a job that you are doing that you can put a template in, build a template. And the reason you say that is because, or the reason I say that is because you don't want to forget things. And because I built this estimate out, right, and I got everything in here. I got everything that I needed except one piece. And I left out, I don't know, I just wasn't thinking. I didn't catch it. I left out Bermuda. I left out sod. And we had to sod, we had to put the 5 pallets of sod down. And so that ended up being like, what, $600, I think, probably. 160, yeah, probably about $600, $700 in extra material on the job that I didn't have bid for. And so you just got to make sure you're looking at those things. And the reason you build templates is like you build a template with a landscape job and you put everything in there you could ever need, and then they'll have just zero values on the values of zero on the estimate. So it won't pull anything in, but it makes sure that you won't forget anything. And so that was just something that you live and learn from, right? I mean, there's really no excuse for that mess up. That was just a mess up on my part. And we had extra fill dirt that we didn't have to use. I had fill dirt bid into the job for a berm that we were going to build, but we ended up being able to be resourceful and cut out some of what was there that was our high point and build up the backside with it. So we got out of it without having to build it, without having to get any dirt. And so that cost made up for our sod mishap as well. And so it ended up being okay. We did all right with it. Excuse me. We did all right with this. So it's cool to sit back and say, I haven't finalized like job costing on this. When I do that, I'll get you like percentages, real numbers on kind of where we landed, because I've had a lot of interest in this job, and a lot of people say, hey, can you share with us your thoughts afterwards? Like, how did you actually end up? What did it look like? What did you do? And I'm happy to do those things, because that is literally like how we're growing our company. And I wish there was more of that. Like, I see guys doing big projects, but I'm like, man, how are you doing this? Like, what's your back end look like? How are you actually job costing them? Are you job costing them accurately? I want to see that stuff. And so I want to share that stuff with you as we continue to grow. And so we also, bid another job, right? And this is a template thing. And this is maybe just slowing down. I'm cranking out a lot of estimates, running wide open right now. And so this is part of it. I got to get a better system in place. Our job that we're on now, that we've already moved to, is a raised flower bed with natural stone, a lot of natural stone edging around the back, some drainage, some sod. And so with all of that, I just messed up here. Like, that's all I did. I just literally just messed up. Build the estimate out with our stone, and instead of putting, so the value I put 3, which I put 3 pallets is what I was referencing. So value of 3, I put the pricing in there, but I put per ton pricing in there and not pallet pricing. And so I put 3 in there, but I only calculated 3 tons, not 3 pallets. And this stuff is $400 a ton. So we spent almost $2,000 on 2 pallets when I was planning on having 3 pallets in my estimate, and I was only planning on spending $2,000. Right? So we're a whole pallet short, and we already ate up every bit of money that we had. So I'm going to end up going $1,000 over on material costs if we have to have that stone. And so again, this is not all sunshine and rainbows, folks. Like, everyone makes these mistakes at some point. I'm telling you mine so you can sit here and be like, holy cow, like, that's a $1,000 mistake. You do not want to make that mistake. So maybe you think, okay, we do build templates, or maybe we have someone else double check, and you have some system in place where you like don't let this stuff happen. And so I think we're going to get out of it okay. I don't think we're going to have as much stone as what I was anticipating, which is good. But these are mistakes that you don't want to have. You have a job that you're like tight margin on. You have one mishap like this and you're done. And so that's why I do bid these jobs a little fat in the beginning like this, because I'm learning, right? We're figuring them out. We can do them in 10 hours, while I'm putting 15 hours on the job or 12 hours on the job, because we're not actually going to get it all done in 10 hours. It's just not possible. We're learning on the jobs. And so everyone has a stage in business. A lot of you guys had it 5-10 years ago. I'm having it right now. We're learning on these. We're figuring them out. And it really is. It's really fun. I'm enjoying it. We invest in a zip level, dude. That's the best money. It's a smart level. I don't know. Caleb Allman calls it a zip level. I don't know if that's a real name, if it's a brand, or what that is. But we ordered a smart level, and same concept. And it has been a game-changing, life-changing decision for the company. Like this thing is going to be able to take us to whatever we need it to take us to in the near future. It's so much more handy than having to set up a laser. Like you just pop it down and you're good. Like you're reading very accurate numbers. It links to your phone. There's an app on your phone you can get. Highly, highly, highly recommend you checking it out if you're doing any type of grading, drainage, anything like that. It is well worth it to have because we were able to calculate our fall on that stormwater project as well. And so let's circle back here to the stormwater project. What did we learn on that? I jumped ahead on that material mistake because I'm learning on that daily. But what did we learn on that stormwater project is like also have materials lined up. We never had to really wait on materials because we had rain delays. And so that helped us out. That bought us some time. But getting in and scheduling material deliveries, that's not always easy either. Like the logistics of running jobs like this is not easy. And that's why I see why operations managers get paid good money. Like they're having to keep up with, especially if you have multiple projects going on at one time. You're managing who's on site, when's delivery coming, like all those things. And so it's going to be interesting to see how we transform over the next year or two as we start to get into more of these. This raised flower bed is going to take us for a ride. We're going to learn on it a lot, and so it's good. It's going to be slow going, which I'm fine with because I want to get it right. I want it to look amazing. It's going to be a portfolio piece, and then we continue to actually use it to help us grow after that. So all these phases where we learn and you lose some money, like guys, that's all part of it. It's part of the business. You don't want to lose a ton of money, right? And LMN can keep you from that because LMN can also say, hey, I'm going to put a line item in here for a fluff factor of 750. So I missed that sod, right? Well, I had that mess up, but I had a fluff factor 750 in here, so that actually covered my sod repair. So I didn't make that extra 750 in profit, but I didn't actually lose money on it because I had that in there. So you can put you a fluff factor on your jobs as you learn. If it's a job you've never done before, bid it a little high. I promise you're not going to get it done in like the fastest manner that you think. And so just make good decisions on that and estimate clearly and accurately because it's not always just like real plain Jane. You have to estimate, you have to guess some, you have to guesstimate some, and when you do that, go back in time track it, job cost it, right? Job cost your materials. I had to guess on this riprap. Well, how off was I? And then you can take that and we can dial it in next time. Where we covered this many square feet on this job with this many loads. How many we're going to have for the next load, right? And so you can do that math and figure it out. But you've got to be job costing it and definitely time tracking and seeing how long you're on jobs. What is going right? What's going wrong on jobs? How can you change? How can you be better? How can you grow? So we're learning every single day, and I hope you are. And I hope this show helps you. I know that we've done a lot of solo shows, and the content has changed a little bit in the last 12 to 14 months. Like, it's more focused on, like, business growth, the ins and the outs, not so much just, like, guest interviews sharing their story. I want to bring those on. I want to continue, but I want this to be a place that you can come and learn and say, look, I'm running this business the similar way that you are. I want to hear some of these things, and that's where my heart and focus is. And so I want to keep bringing on some big-name guests. I want to keep sharing stories with you guys, but this is where my passion is right now. Is like, hey, maybe they're not an hour long, maybe they're 15, 20 minutes, but we're getting meat and potatoes out there on like, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, this is what we're seeing in the industry, this is what we're seeing on our jobs, and I hope that you can make decisions based off of that to help you become a better business owner and a better person in general. So I appreciate you and your support for the show. It doesn't go unnoticed. Like, seriously, it does not go unnoticed. If you want to help us out, go to equipexposition.com. Sign up for Equip today with code GG50, save you 50% off there. We get a small kickback on that, and we look forward to seeing you all in Louisville. October the 15th and 16th, I think, is when it is this year, 14th to 16th. But it's always that, like, third week of October or something like that. So, anyway, I hope you have a great day, guys. Check out LMN. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I'm happy to do the demo. There's going to be actually an exciting announcement coming on that probably Monday of next week. We're going to be doing We're going to have an opportunity for you to deep dive in LMN, trial it essentially, see the ins and the outs of it. If you have LMN, we're going to have like one-on-one account help with you for an hour to an hour and a half one evening here coming up. So stay tuned for that announcement. It'll be free. You can sign up, and it's going to help you tremendously. We're going to have an LMN expert in there with us. You don't want to miss that. So mark that on your calendars to come and listen to Monday's show because that is going to be announced, and we will have that rocking and rolling for you in July. So I'm excited and pumped for that. But anyway, guys, thank you again for tuning the show. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great weekend out there. If you're going to the lake, be careful. If you're going traveling, be careful. Have fun. Enjoy time with family. And we'll catch you here on Monday for another Marriage Monday. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. Without any further ado, guys, that's going to wrap this one up. And we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.